Hello, welcome and welcome back. This is Jacob continuing the narration for the main story of Arknights. Yes, it has been, how long? 2 weeks? Boy oh boy. That was a lot of stuff recently released, so apologies for this late episode, but the very extra long episode for the rerun event of Who is Real, and then right after that invitation to Vine narration took the wind out of me. So, and plus all of the extra stuff that I had to do to get some stuff out on the channel pretty much delayed this episode. But we are now back. We are continuing with this one. This one will be again a full one long episode from beginning to end. Still no need to split them up yet. I think going on from episodes 6 and 7, potentially we'll have to split them apart. But I would like to quickly say that considering that right now I'm not sure what's gonna be coming next week, or if anything is gonna be coming next week, but I will try to push one more episode out for the main story, considering how late this one was already, before, let's say, before next Thursday, or at least on Friday. But in the meantime, there will be smaller stuff, and considering I had time to actually play through integrated strategies at all for the past week, or rather since the last recording, there's probably going to be one episode of that tomorrow with the monthly squad, since I still need to do that to get the entire log. But yeah, that's about that. So yeah, episode 5. Well then, since it's been also Jesus Christ, 2 weeks. Well, previous episode, what has happened? Let's recap quickly. Well, negotiations were held with Wei and Wu. Stuff was handled. Suddenly turned into a rescue operation to get what's their faces, Meteorite, Frostleaf, and Jessica out of harm's way, who were way behind enemy lines, and ran into one of the strongest squads in Reunion, called the Yeti Squad. The three of them also had the unfortunate luck to run into shitface Mephisto along the way. And a rescue op was commenced by both Rhode Island and LGD members, led by Shen, to get them out of there. Ultimately, it culminated into running into one of Reunion's leaders that we haven't really seen up until that point. Only in brief, I think in brief mentioned before, or I think she appears for one single screen at one point early on in the story. That being Frost Nova, leader of the Yeti Squad. And oh boy, she is terrifying on the battlefield? Is that the word? Is that a word I want to use there? Terrifying? Or cool? No, I'm not going there. Anyway. And basically culminated in saving the three and running the fook away. But yeah, now we are in episode 5. Title: Solutions. So, let's begin. And as always, stages with the S in front are only there for resources, therefore we will obviously not focus them in any shape or form. Normal numbered stages are the ones with the story, and there's I think 2 in here. I don't remember which ones. I think it's 5.5 and 5.8, if I remember right, that don't have a story. I'm just gonna mention what they're titled as, and that's pretty much it. But yeah, let's begin with part 5-1, called, or rather titled, Cycle of Enmity. Just gonna say before we get into this one, it will start with I think it's just one child talking, but it will become very clear soon who the child talking is. But yeah, just don't be surprised if I suddenly use my regular child impression voice. But anyway, as per usual, let me boost the background volume, considering the volume on the scenes will be pretty low, and I don't want the music to be completely muted out. Okay, well then, let's begin with the before stage story. We'll be friends from now on. Those adults won't be able to bully us anymore. Don't be afraid. From now on, I'll help you no matter what happens. If something bad happens to me, you better help me too. That's what friends are for. We'll always be together, right? Do you still remember what you did when that old duke snatched her away? Can you really do whatever it takes for the sake of Lungmen? Now, Wei and Wu, what or who are you going to sacrifice this time? Hey, wake up! Save her. Officer Shen, wake up! Let me through. Let me... Okay, I don't have time to deal with this right now. Splash. Finally awake. What? Hoshiguma, hurry! Reunion... Are you done daydreaming? Good grief, you're a mess. Why are you here? Where's my squad? What if I told you they were all killed in action? If you're itching for a beating, then you better queue up behind Reunion. I see your tongue is as sharp as ever. How come your performance in battle doesn't follow suit? What's going on over here? I leave for a moment and you two are already at each other's throats. Miss Swire, would it kill you to be a little less sarcastic towards her? You too, Shen. You only just woke up. Wait, why do you look like you just got into a fight with a watering cart? Ask her. Young lady, what's this empty glass doing here? I remember pouring a glass of water for each of you. She was spouting nonsense in her sleep. Good grief. Where are we? In a cabin in Rhode Island. Officer Shen, you and your team retreated to Lungmen about 45 minutes ago. You might have thought that you hid your tracks well, but Reunion did not think that was the case. Alright, very quick part, and now for the after story. 7:55 AM, overcast. Rhode Island cabin number 7, Loktai Shao, Lungmen Harbor. I teamed up with Rhode Island to clear out the Reunion forces that were blocking your way. Your squad is pretty much fine as well. You can finally go back to Lungmen. Just when you thought that everything had settled down, you took a blast head-on and got knocked out. Really? Are you asking if you really let someone sneak up on you like that, or if you really managed to get hit with an explosive but only ended up unconscious? Forget it. Stop pulling my leg. What's the situation in Lungmen now? It's a terrible mess. Read the report yourself if you like. Regardless of what happened before, the fact is that our counterattack has been significantly set back because of you. Right now, the Special Ops Division should be assembling the remainder of your squad, then joining up with the rest of the LGD along with Rhode Island. So we'll be fighting our way straight to the heart of the city. Maneuver warfare, huh? That does seem promising. What's the purpose of that kind of strategy, though? Destroying all of Reunion's rally points. We'll fully utilize the advantage you've created for us. In other words, a siege. That's right, we have to seize the opportunity when Reunion is still trying to establish a foothold. However, in doing so, we'll be forcing their remnants to converge faster. You can't guarantee that you'll be able to hold them off until the LGD is reassembled, much less ensure that the Reunion remnants are all dealt with. We don't need any of your advantages, nor do I need to hear your lecture about strategies. You don't have to say in the matter, Shen. Even if you are the head of the Special Ops Division and enjoy a certain degree of autonomy during times of war, you cannot absolve yourself of all accountability. Judging by your tone, you're trying to challenge me. I'll take you on, but not right now. We each have our own orders. The only thing that matters is that we do our job. Shen, the LGD has fallen, and Reunion has taken control of the LGD headquarters. This is your fault. Why were you not here when Lungmen needed you? Was it also an order? If you were neglecting your duties, Lungmen wouldn't have fallen. I'm ashamed of you, Shen. You should reassign immediately, and let me take over the Special Ops Division. Again, very quick part to start it off. On to stage 5-2. Inexpressible. Before story. Swire, you're not authorized to make such a demand. Hey. Even setting aside our bad blood, I don't think you're capable of taking on the responsibility. You very well could have declared Chief Yan Wu has issued an order for the incumbent operations leader of the LGD to step down and transfer all responsibility to Superintendent Swire. Can you do that? Does an order like that exist? Don't call me that. If you can't, then just worry about your own job. Nothing good will come out of catching this hot potato, Miss S. How many times do I have to tell you that's not my last name? Listen here, Swire is just my code name. Otherwise, call me Beatrix Schreier. Got it? I don't give a damn what you call yourself. Nobody can tell the difference anyway. Hey, I'm not in the mood to play with you. Run along and find something else to do, kid. Shen, you really are a piece of shit. And you can shove it up yours. I'm leaving, Hoshiguma. I'd recommend you keep that crazy reptile on a leash. Don't come running to me if she ends up dead in a ditch somewhere. Sorry, little miss. Both of you sure are ill-tempered. Despite everything she said, we're still grateful for your assistance. Never again. I want to see her bleed. What happened to her back? It looks like a fresh wound. When she was carrying you to cover, a reunion caster blasted the wall just a few meters behind her. You should try being a little nicer to her. I'm sure it won't kill either of you to stop acting like arch-enemies once in a while. I know. Knock knock? May I come in, Madam Shen of Lungmen? Come on in, she doesn't mind. Sorry to keep you waiting. Not at all, it's fine. Pleased to meet you, Madam Shen. Are you available to talk with Rhode Island right now about our mission? We already have a few squads assembled on the deck. We're ready to start the mission with you at any time. Got it, I'll be right there. I'm sorry that I overheard your earlier conversation with that blonde inspector. We understand that the LGD has sustained heavy losses. However, you can trust us to do anything in our power to help. This isn't something we should be talking about right now. Don't worry, Hoshiguma. You should also know that Swire is trying to stabilize the situation. Both of you are hot-headed. I just gave it to her straight. Lungmen's casualties are heavy, and this is the truth that they are supposed to know. Don't say that, it's not like you. It's for Lungmen's sake. That's even less like you. You're a senior inspector, a high-ranking officer. not some politician. You've never come cut out for playing these little games. Indeed, this is not something that a proper inspector should do, but I have no choice. You're just too overworked and need a good vacation. Perhaps. I've thought about it before. Koshiguma, I could use a really long vacation. Sure, after we see this through, don't die out there. Ochre or Spring City. How about Floria County instead? We could fit in another vacation in the time it takes to get to Ochre. Maybe we can head back to Victoria and visit some old colleagues. I want to take a look around your hometown. Don't bother. It's nowhere near as interesting as Lungmen. It's a transmission. It's on a secret channel. I'll see myself out then. Appreciate it. Speak. I'm listening. Shen, those infected reunion, they're everywhere. XR02, where are you? Macau warehouse. I was hit by several arrows and probably won't last much longer. This is a trap. Don't come until after they're left. I'll keep the intel on me. They won't be able to find it. Codename XR02, hang in there. The LGD will be there immediately. The intel you have with you is time sensitive, and we must have it now. I'm not sure, Madam Shen. I don't want to get in the way of your duties. XR02, you are not allowed to die. You must survive. I can't argue with you, Madam Shen. Please be careful. Wait, there's something moving. XR02? XR02? Yoshiguma? I'm here. Gather your squad. It's time for us to go. Madam Shen, are you leaving now? How's the remaining operational force of Rhode Island? This is not information that we can disclose, Madam Shen. Our mission is to assist the LGD in operations, but we are not directly under your command. I don't remember asking for that. Sorry, I said too much. It's fine. I was just curious as to Rhode Island's situation, and if there were any security concerns that you might need the LGD's help with. After being defeated by us many times, Reunion has largely given up on invading Rhode Island. From various angles, the situation in Longmen is far worse than what we have to deal with. Sorry, I hope this didn't come across as rude. In other words, you don't need our help. Correct. Well, for the time being, the LGD does need a small favor from you. Reunion has blocked off the main road leading to the docks. We need your help to make an opening. Time is short for the LGD, so we need to do this quickly. We'll oblige as part of our contract, madam. Excellent. Follow me. Alright, and now for the after stage story. Before fighting them head on, I never expected Reunion to be so weak. Considering what they did in Chernobog and all of the trouble they caused our squads, I thought they must have been incredibly powerful. But from what I've seen, the information from the mission briefing was right. That really is all the firepower Reunion can muster. The only thing that makes this mission complicated is the fact that we don't know what they're scheming. Don't let your guard down. Reunion's greatest strength is their ability to do what you wouldn't expect. Infiltration, surprise attacks, and leveraging the members' unknown abilities. These are the tactics they're best at. We still don't know what cards they might have up their sleeves. I'm aware, considering how they managed to take down cities as big as powerful as Chernobog and Lungmen. Their true numbers may well be beyond our imagination. Having that said, Madam Shen, didn't the LGD accompany Amiya on a mission to investigate that Chernobog subsidy? How come they're still not back yet? I'm sorry. Shen. separated from Amiya's squad. We weren't able to rendezvous with them, and due to the emergency, we had to turn around. Are you saying that you and the LGD abandoned Amiya and the doctor there? Yes. In other words, they're missing in action. What? Why, Madam Shen? No, you shouldn't have done that. Even if you are the LGD, you shouldn't have abandoned your partners. This is my fault. My mission was to prioritize the safety of Lugman. I made the decision to adhere to it. What difference does it make whose fault it was? Forget about it, officer. There is no point talking about this any further. I should have known better. That's right, I know very well how you view us infected. That's not what I meant. How many operators do you need? There may be some who are willing to help you, but I'm not one of them. We also have our mission as well. Helping Lungman defeat Reunion may be one of them. But we will be handling this job by ourselves. Make sure to remember our identification codes, madam. Try not to hit your allies on accident, even if we are infected. I understand. If anyone is willing to join the LGD in this mission, you can let me know. You don't have to force yourselves. That drama with Spire earlier, didn't you do that just to drum up support from Rhode Island? Then why'd you turn around and treat their personnel like that? You're mistaken, Hoshiguma. I had no such intentions. Perhaps. I would like to see you be more forthcoming. You look a lot more relieved now. To be honest, if I was in his position, I would have been angry as well. But thankfully, that the warriors of Rhode Island are fairly easygoing. How should I say this? But though it was an emergency, even I can't understand. Why did you decide to abandon Amiya's squad so decisively? There were too many unknown variables. The terrain made it difficult for the LGD to fight, and we had no way to gauge Reunion's operational capacity. I can't allow my squad to take these unacceptable risks. I'm not convinced. Hoshiguma, our plans have already been laid out. Orders are orders, and I will obey them. However, I should be hearing them directly from you, not waiting for Swire to tell me. Until the coordinates are met, the specifics are confidential. So, the orders are from Mr. Wei. You're free to speculate. Even now, I know what your objective is. There are few in Lungmen who have the power to make the LGD go this far. It's the only possibility. I appreciate what Master Wei has done, but I will never respect him. And what happened that day, today is just one of those reasons. This is all necessary. That's just your excuse. Shen, you're either overthinking this or you're not even able to convince yourself. Maybe. Call Swire for me. Understood. Hello. We've left Rhode Island, Swire. You can begin. I bet it felt pretty good yelling at me earlier, huh? We may not get along, but it's not to that extent. I was exaggerating. I wasn't, though. I thoroughly enjoyed it. You piece of... Fine, you know. It's strange that we know nothing about each other's missions. Also, I just heard about this, but why don't you want Rhode Island to intervene? Is this some kind of atonement? I have faith in Rhode Island's abilities as well as in Amiya and the Doctor. But that's why I don't want them involved. They'll only add another unknown factor. Especially that Concept person. I guarantee you she will not adhere to our plans. Never met that person before. You won't need to. She's a bit like your grandfather, just without a ventilator. Huh. Let's focus on our job. Before that, I still have to find someone. Whatever, as long as you're not late. Hoshiguma, we're going. Where to? Macau warehouse. Alright, on to stage 5-3, titled Courage and Mortality. Before story. 11:11 a.m. Weather drizzle. Outside of Mukbo warehouse, Samshung Shai, Central Lumen. The security is more or less complete. Our observation spot is stealthy enough, and there's nobody around the warehouse. Looks like it's an abandoned construction site with piles of construction materials left behind. There are traces of things being dragged around. Reunion must have set up an ambush here. Shen, is Fal your informant? Yes. Did you overhear our conversation? I tried my best not to. I've known him for a long time, more than 10 years. There's no way I wouldn't recognize his voice. When did you make him an informant? He was infected more than a year ago, and that time he disappeared from his bar, leaving the glasses he cleaned every day unattended and covered in dust. Maybe even before that. You at least should have told me about it. Looks like it's about to rain. Let's get started and chase the enemies out of their ambush spots. We're not too late. He's going to bleed out. Sorry. We're too late. He's going to bleed out. I'll draw Reunion's fire. The rest of you should seize the opportunity to surround them and end this battle quickly. Too dangerous. But it's faster this way. But it's the faster way to win. You can trust me on this one. I always trust you. Follow Hoshiguma's instructions. Make it quick. Yes, sir. I'm ready, Hoshiguma. That's more like it. I'm going to flush them out of their ambush spots. Give me 3 minutes. Doing all that by yourself in 3 minutes? That's way too reckless. If you show any sign of needing help, I'm going to attack. No, just give me 3 minutes. It's alright, it's all I'm going to need. Here we go. And on to the after stage scenes. Why is everyone running away? Attack her with arts. Stop running. Stop, she's coming this way. Stop her. Where are all the others? Why? You're the last one. Demons! Someone save me! You plan to stop me like this? No. You plan to stop me like this? Spare me, please! You're not even worthy of being food for my Hania. No! Holy, we haven't even launched our attack yet. She destroyed Reunion alone in 2.5 minutes. She truly is a demon. Just be glad that you didn't meet her 5 years ago. It's been a long time since I last saw her fight like that. What about the stragglers? They're already being captured by our various squads. Madam Shen, Inspector Hoshiguma seems to be waving at you. Medic, come with me. Hoshiguma, what else did you ask those Reunion members? I asked them if the warehouse was rigged. If the entire warehouse is hooked up with explosives, we'll throw them in one by one. So? Nothing. Fal made his way here after he was ambushed. Reunion originally was set up around here. Shen, pull on the door's right side. I'll get the left. It seems to be jammed and won't budge. Let me cut a hole first. No need. I'll just tear it apart. Ooh. It's open. XR02, tell me your location. XR02. XR02. Madam Shen, I hear fighting outside. The warehouse door was busted open. It might be a reunion. I'll take care of it myself. Stop, that's me, don't hang up. Is that you, Madam Shen? That's a relief. I'm all the way in the back. That wound, what happened to your eyes? I wasn't careful enough, got hit by arts. Don't worry about it, it doesn't matter now. This is for you. Medic, staunch his bleeding. No, Madam Shen, there's no need. I've already accepted. Stop talking. It's true. Do you see how many times I've been shot? I'm blind and don't want to move anymore. I've had enough of the pain. I'm so tired. Take it, Madam Shen. S249TA F106. 49. I've memorized the location. Details are on the paper. The intel about Reunion's infiltration was not sent to the other leaders, but just to one party. There must be a reason behind it. You must look into it, the sooner the better. I will. It was no easy task for me to get this. Anyway, Madam Shen, I didn't expect things to end up like this. Even though I was finally able to make a contribution, I didn't think this would be how I did it. None of us did. Thanks for your bravery. We now have a chance to stop the enemy. I never liked Lungmen, and Lungmen never liked me. But now I finally managed to. Who sucked me for Lungmen? Not bad for a bum like me, right? You're calling one of the Changshang Bing 3 a bum? Compared to you, Madam Oni, I'm nothing more than a bum. Madam Shen, how's Madam Oni doing? Is she still working as an inspector? She is. She's been my partner for a long time. Madam Shen, Madam Oni is too honest and frank. No one in the gang dare to challenge her. But she is no match for those Lungmen Moguls. Please keep an eye on her. Don't let anyone demean her. I won't let those stuck-up blood crowds insult her because of her background. This is the only favor I ask of you. Just one. Don't worry about that. Hoshiguma is very strong. No one can hurt her. No matter how powerful, everyone has their limits. The entire LGD stands with her. Good. That's a relief. Madam Oni, Madam Shen, I have no regrets now. Madam Shen, are you still here? I am. Am I a good person? A few years ago, a bit hard to say, but now you are. Without a doubt, Lungmen is proud of having citizens like you. Empathetic, in fact, I can be a good citizen. Some people in Lungmen are indeed obsessed with the Ripathy, but you'd better be off asking Lungmen directly. How do I do that? Will a city answer me? I will, on its behalf. And it says, I don't mind. Val, you have always been, and always will be, one of Lungmen's best. Thank you, Madam Shen. Thank you so much. Madam Shen, there are two things I'd like you to relay to Madam Oni. You should tell her yourself. What do you mean? Are you saying... Boss? It's me. I'm right here. Madam Shen, you should have told me sooner. She came to... she chose to not say anything. Boss, did I do a good job? Not good enough. You can't call it a good job until you survive to see things through. Oh, damn. I've already used up all my luck to have you carry behind your back, boss. Anywhere you want to go? You always refuse to tell me where you came from. Here, Lungmen. As a matter of fact, I've never been to the other cities. If possible, just bury me in the old place. A hideout. But that place is a complete wreck now, long deserted. To be honest, I'm not sure how I'd clean it up. It's okay, as long as I'm with the others. I will. Boss, even though we've always been scared of you, we've always cheered you on. We've always cheered. Same here. Alright. Oh boy. To the next stage. Stage 5-4. Nobody's home. Before stage story. Hoshiguma? Huh? You don't look so good. I'm fine. I was just thinking. I didn't think he'd get dragged into this. Don't worry. You know how I am. It's all in the past now. Or as we say in Lungmen, such is fate. Do people in the Far East believe in that? In fate? Having been through so many things, even if I don't believe in it before, I have to accept it now. Is the intel accurate? Without a doubt. Here's the location indicated by the intel. Those reunion members cooking around, are they our targets? By the looks of things, they don't know that we're completely surrounded them. They seem to be building something around the entire block. If I'm not mistaken, this is one of the central hubs that connects Reunion's various bases. If we destroy the communication facility here, we can deliver a crippling blow to their forces in this area. That would put us one step closer to recapturing the LGD headquarters. Your call. Also can't stop thinking about the details of the intel report. You mean the part about Reunion's objective not just being the construction of a forward base? That's right. Enemies are secretly looking for an extremely high-value target. It is necessary to determine their actions first. What are they doing in the wealthy district? What kind of high-value target are they trying to find there? It seems a bit fishy to me as well. According to our previous plans, all the buildings here should already have been evacuated. If Reunion's planning to kidnap one of the Moguls, they probably won't find them here. When are we going to make our move? Scouting doesn't seem to be Reunion's strong suit, so we can carry out our raid at any time. They're probably used to always being the hunters, not the prey. Now that it's their turn to be the prey, they'll be hunted down in no time. Let's continue observing them carefully for now. Our priority is to find out what their objectives are, not to engage them. It's easy enough to go in and destroy them, but it'll take patience to find out what they're after. Understood. Wait, Shen, are they about to break the door of that house down? Has the target been already confirmed? Assemble quickly. To minimize the loss of civilians, huh? Of course. Snipers, take aim. Understood. It's Lungmen's army, fall back! We need to contact... Snipers, shoot down that person with the radio equipment. Stop that transmission. They're supposed to be defending the base, so how come they're running away from us? They're up to something. Let's see how far you can run. Alright, and on to the after stage story. All the reunion members have been captured. None of them knew anything about the specific instructions. Shen, what are you looking at that has you so absorbed? Didn't this used to be the university road? Hmm? Seems so. Its name was changed later. I think this is where my house used to be. Wasn't your apartment in Taibo? This was the estate that belonged to my biological father's clan. Looks like it's been renovated. So much time has passed that I barely recognized it anymore. Did you live here before studying abroad in Victoria? Even though I've heard that both you and Mr. Wei were born to Yan aristocrats, it's really quite astonishing to see a mansion this big. Aristocrats? They were, but I'm not. But your mansion's here. How should I call it? The Shen estate will do. Come in. Huh? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Isn't this your own house? Why'd you slice the door open? I forgot to bring the key. Besides, Reunion also just opened a hole along the side wall. They might have caused some unexpected damage. That doesn't mean you should... Forget it. If you say so. No need to take off your shoes. Are you serious? Shen, answer me honestly, do you hate your old man? He doesn't deserve to be my father. Okay. If I remember correctly, you joined the LGD right after you graduated from Victoria and returned to Longcheng. I was living in the dorms at the time. So you never returned here after that. I have no lingering attachment to this place. People who say stuff like that usually have a lot more going on in their mind. Anyway, do you have any ideas about what this high-value target might be? Shen? She's deep in her own little world again, huh? Shen, I'll be waiting by the door. Call me when you're ready to go. Keep all the toys orderly. Do not go outside. Do not talk to anyone without permission. Do not make eye contact with adults without permission. You really kept this room clean all this time. How generous of you to keep a tiny bed for me. Or is this some kind of malediction because you think I'm bad luck? Wait, the photo. Right. The photo. You shall receive no love from me, not in the slightest. Sorry. I'm sorry, but I can't stand you. Just seeing you makes me want to peel my skin off my arms. I cannot tolerate any of you. I am too selfish, but I can't live like this anymore. One day all of you will understand. If you hate me, so be it, because I hate you too, and that's how it should be. Here it is. A photo from such a long time ago. I thought it had been lost. Wait, no. Could this be what they're searching for? What's going on? Why would they be after this? Have you lost your marbles as well? I'll certainly help you, but what are you thinking? Why here? Why now? What I expect. Of course you won't answer me. Are you finally ready to go? We're going. Did you get any leads, or did you want to play with the balls of yarn a bit longer? Hard to believe you're still in the mood to crack jokes. I think your mood is just a tiny bit better than it was before, though. It's as you said, maybe I did have a bit too much on my mind. That's right, according to the reports, Reunion is scattered throughout this entire area, and the forces we deployed earlier are driving them out. That's good. That makes our job easier, and we're getting closer to our goal. LGD, Get information, move out. We're going to take back Lungmen. Alright, stage 5-5 has no story bits, only title, which is Unending War. So we're moving on to 5-6, titled Surprise Attack. Before story. Something's not right. What is it this time? Is your illness acting up? That is totally different from Chernobog. Even though our losses were significant, when we seized victory in Chernobog, we could see our enemies struggling and their accomplices fleeing for their lives. But doesn't Lungmen feel like it's empty? It can't be, right? Come to think of it, this is supposed to be a putz. By the way, if anybody listening to this knows if this is pronounced Patsy or Pachi Plaza, please tell me. Come to think of it, this is supposed to be Patsy Plaza, right? How come such a large mall with so many shops is completely empty? Plus, I took a look around and there's nothing of value lying around. Everything's already taken. Didn't Patriot prohibit that? That's not what I was saying. You know, Mephisto doesn't care what we do, but that's not the point. What I was going to say is that it's like someone hid everything from us. It's just your imagination. Lungmen can't do thing against us. We suddenly appear from every nook and cranny, all of a sudden, and hot damn, it'll be just like that time in Chernobog. This time, we're not going to wreak havoc across the city, but take it over. It'll become our city. Did you know? Know what? Patsy Plaza is the closest base to the LGD headquarters. It'll be quick and convenient to supply it from here. I heard it when it was mentioned in the last briefing. Anything else? All the reunion forces around the city are to gather at the LGD headquarters and then spread out to take over the entire city. We know how the squad in this district has been deployed, but what about the other districts? I know many squads are supposed to be making their way over here, but quite a few of them have gone missing without a trace. Missing? What do you mean by that? It's really strange. Their comms were still connected, but there was no response from them. We don't have any way of contacting them. And soon, no one will be able to contact you either. What? Who's there? From the window. They're outside the window. Enemies. We're under attack. Attacked by enemies. The LGD. It's the LGD. Huh. You better believe it. Damn it. Did she swing down from the roof and smash the windows? Fight. Get moving. We have them outnumbered. All we have to do is slaughter them. Pass me the radio. Yes, ma'am. Listen up, LGD. Pulverize Reunion along with their bunkers. What the hell? Patsy Plaza is my family's property. How dare you? Sorry, Wilmus. Reunion is still fighting back. We'll have to prioritize neutralizing them before we can think about them. What did you say? You got for nothing. LGD, attack. Good grief. Try to be careful though. These are our people's assets after all. They didn't move that piano away, probably because it's too heavy. That alone is worth 1.8 million LMD. Then Little Miss was posting to me about it, so try to be careful. You won't get away. Take over, quick, hide behind that piano. Oops. They smashed through the cover. Relocate. 1.8 million gone, just like that. Comrades, listen closely. We've taken the Patsy Plaza as our own new base, and we have set up our defenses. However, the LGD suddenly attacked us from the roof. They're currently thinning out our ranks. Alert! LGD's main force is in Patsy Plaza. I repeat, Patsy Plaza. Are you done yet? When did you... If you finish reporting, your mission is done. The mission is to tell all the reunion forces in Lungmen... the mission is to let all the... Ugh, Jesus. The mission is to let the reunion forces in Lungmen know that we are here. We'll be waiting for them. for them to chase after us and meet the LGD in Mortal Kombat. LGD, continue firing, don't stop. The background BGM for this one was dope. On to the after story. That was easier than expected. Really makes me more and more curious as to what happened in Chernobog. Perhaps it's the same thing as what happened here. Expect the roots sank in deeper and the flames burned with more intensity. Don't let your guard down. You should know that I rarely close my eyes when I'm sleeping. I was trying to end the fighting as soon as possible, but we still ended up damaging so many shops. I'm afraid Mr. Vey is going to end up footing the bill again, especially because he is not fond of the little Mrs. family in the first place. Hey, it's Swarovski crystal. Shen, isn't this your favorite brand? Not really. The pendants are nice, but the earrings aren't that good. Squad B1, Shen here. Block the west entrance and lower all the security gates. I rarely see you wear earrings. Well, I'm usually in uniform because of work. The few outfits I do have are gathering cobwebs in my wardrobes. Madam Hoshiguma, this is the L3 floor plan of East Pati Plaza after Reunion modified it. Please look over it. Good job. Continue with the investigation and try to utilize the terrain to our advantage. Afterwards, we'll find the best route to cross Reunion's blockade from here. We can't make do without your information. Roger. Clothes, huh? It's hard picturing you as someone who spends money on that kind of stuff. Aren't you the same way with your countless motorbikes? What's wrong with wanting to look nice for yourself every now and then? Work takes up most of my time, but it's not my whole life after all. I'd be more likely to believe you if you didn't show up early every morning like clockwork, as well as taking on overtime hours that would scare anyone else to death. I guess all you can say is that life is tolerable for cops like us. Sometimes I ask myself, for those infected like Amiya, will they have a chance to go out shopping? Maybe to buy some accessories like they like, or eat some of their favorite food. Perhaps one day, but that day is not here yet. C3, Shen here. Clear the first floor and push forward slowly. Safety first. I guess so. This patch of dirt truly is unfair. Val died, but I get to live on. They all died and only I got to live. Shen, is that intel really worthwhile? It has to be. Bastards! At least I'll bury you with me. Madam Shen, run! We found a large number of explosives on the 3rd floor. Right under where you were standing. LGD, prepare to meet your makers. Shen, over here. Get behind my shield. Huh? Under me? Shen! Alright, and on to stage 5-7, titled In Life and in Death. Before story. That's the 3rd time today, Sleeping Beauty. How long was I out for? Seconds or so. Hoshiguma, step aside, I'll slash apart the debris. Sorry, but I can't do that. If I move, we're both done for. Let me handle this. Your shoulder. Pardon? It doesn't matter. You won't be able to hold out much longer. You're holding up 2 floors worth of rubble on top of you, on top of your shield. I don't need too much for much longer. Just until you woke up. Squat down and get ready to dash out. No matter how heavy it is, as long as I can turn it over. It's not heavy at all. You... It feels like I lost my shoulder just to give it that little push. You saved me again. What's weird about that? How many times does that make now? And don't say to me so... Don't say that to me so earnestly. Makes me feel gross just hearing it. Let me rest a little. I feel like I just broke every bone in my body. Maybe it's your turn to let me take a nap. Blast, how did I even manage to survive all that? Sure, but the enemy's not going to let you. No rest for the wicked, I suppose. Looks like I can still stand if I muster my strength. You should go reorganize the squads quickly. Don't waste any more time on them. It's what they're after. I don't think it's too late to just take them all out first. Why can't you check to see who got injured first? At least you... and leave you here to face reunion alone despite all your injuries. Shen, what do you think you're doing? 2 years ago in Huashui, you were chasing after a bandit leader. My leg was injured and you believed in me and left me to fight alone. Do you still remember that? How long did it take me to catch him? 3 hours. You trusted me back then, and I still do. You, reunion, I'll take you all on. Damn it, she's looking down on us. I can still fight. Why are you staying behind? Why aren't you taking the squad to recapture the LGD headquarters? Did you forget your main mission? It's the same as it was 3 years ago, and it's a responsibility that only you can fulfill. You did this back at the Mukwo warehouse earlier. When did you become so indecisive, Shen? I don't see any problem with protecting my colleagues from these rioters. You've changed. You used to be much tougher. Even you here. Of course I could. I used to only look at the risks versus the benefits, but now it's as you said. After what I did to Amiya, I've also been conflicted. You'll taste the revenge of the infected. Attack! Maybe I have changed. As time passed, I've had fewer grievances about Longmen, and I've been able to place my trust in more people. You are no longer just Inspector Hoshiguma. You are my friend and my partner. Your shield has protected me all this time, so once in a while you should let me be your shield. Phew! You're not even going to blush after saying all that. Shut the fuck up. Alright, alright. In that case, Shen, I'm leaving it to you. And on to the after stage story. Medics, former South Patsy Plaza, exit 12. 1 injured, a senior LGD inspector. Get here quickly. Has the bleeding stopped? You should know me by now. The wound has closed, but I won't be able to lift my shield for a while. How are our colleagues doing? We were the only ones who fell. I consider that a small win. You're really not bringing me with you. Reunion's commander may as well be hiding inside the LGD headquarters. It's going to be a brutal fight. I'm aware, but considering your condition, it's for the best. Wouldn't you agree? Hearing you say that stings a bit, but it's fine. I know better. Remember, be careful out there. I know. No matter how you look at it, Reunion is weaker than we expected. Despite that, they still managed to take Chernobog. Also, you have a weak point. I can't stress this enough, but never let your thoughts consume you. Ever. Don't be so obsessed with something that you neglected. The other possibilities. There is nothing out there worth going off to battle for, except for your continued existence. I'll treat this as your advice to me. I'll take it to heart. Hurry up and get better. I'll be waiting for your return after this mission is finished. I'll protect the medic team. You should get going. Sure. Reunion has already passed the Causeway Bell. Report from AU-7. Reunion is also assembling in Havan. I repeat, Reunion is currently assembling. This is AU-7's mission briefing. Squad A03 has eliminated the Reunion forces in front bay as planned. They are now pushing the remnants back towards the LGD headquarters. All enemies in front of the Scorpio Palace have been annihilated. Now retreating towards Charles Avenue to head to the rally point. This is Squad AL1's report. Over. These are the updates on Reunion's movements and each squad's progress. Over. Understood. Continue the operation. Our objective is to drive all Reunion forces into the designated area. If small groups of stragglers are seen in other districts, you are authorized to eliminate them. Try to draw them out if possible. Focus on avoiding casualties. We'll need to preserve our strength. Yes, ma'am. Another call. Hello? Is this Shen? Are you still there? What did you call me? Shen, you're done for. You're so dead for what happened at Patsy Plaza. I heard it myself. You were the one who gave those orders. Is it all you wanted to say? Look, why did you reject Rhode Island's help? Was it because you felt guilty? I don't recall you being a psychologist. Don't worry, I'll help you make reparations. Reparations? I can't tell you yet. But you're so done for because of what you did. By the way, do you still remember that one restaurant in Shengwen? Huh? Which one? Well, whichever one it is, they're all closed now. Wait, are you trying to change the subject? The one with the absolutely divine steak sandwich. Huh? Oh, I just remembered. The restaurant with the steak burgers as big as your palms, put side by side. That's the one. I used to go there quite often while on patrols. Get down. Who said you could stand up? What was that place called again? Goody Foodie? Sounds about right. Aha, now I get it. You're going to treat me to a meal, aren't you? But why don't we go to some place a bit more high class? Your idea of high class is very different from mine. Come on, I can foot the bill. Miss S, do you really think I'm that kind of person? Do you want to try calling me that again? Sorry, I bit my tongue. You clearly did that on purpose. Swire, I was just thinking, if we don't do a better job this time, we won't be able to face the locals. Our businesses depend on Lungmen, and Lungmen also depends on them. If you feel that way, you should stop running your mouth. The sooner we take down Reunion, the sooner you can treat me to brunch. Seems like the fighting is pretty intense on your end as well. It's fine. I can handle it. Quick! They're about to get away. How annoying. Hey, hurry it up. We don't have all day. Ashen, I want a steak, tomato, and egg burger. No problem. Sorry, sorry for accidentally locking you up in the vault that other time. You call that an accident? I know you did it on purpose. Whatever. It felt cathartic splashing water all over you this morning, so I guess we're even. Hey, Ashen? Safety first. Don't throw your life away for the sake of what's immediately in front of you. Remember that there are lots of people who are counting on you. Is that so? Thanks for your advice. Not that you're in front of the restaurant. That means you're almost at the LGD headquarters, right? That's right. Good luck. 7:40 p.m. Overcast. 670 meters east of LGD headquarters, Upper Factor Street, Upper Lungmen. Madam Shen, 4th Mobile Squad reporting in. Good work. All of you assembled here are the cream of the crop. As we speak, many of our colleagues are still out there fighting, but we have our own mission. The building in front of us used to be the symbol of Lungmen's safety. the embodiment of law and order, the heart of the LGD. But now it has fallen into Reunion's hands and has been tainted by conspiracy and warfare. Some of you might see this as just another job, some of you might be saddened, while others might be enraged. Pardon. No matter how you feel, we are the LGD. We aren't rioters, nor are we criminals. We will take back our headquarters, not necessarily for the sake of pride or justice. We will do it because we are the LGD, and we will take back what belongs to us. That's the only reason we need. Do not make Lungmen worry about us. Do I make myself clear? Obedience, diligence, and perseverance. It's time. Let us rid the LGD headquarters of every last Reunion member. Yes, ma'am. Let's go. Alright, stage 5-8 has no story. Title of it is Intimate Knowledge. So we are proceeding to 5-9. Title The Devil. Before story. 11:20 p.m. Overcast. Outside Immigration Department, LGD Headquarters, 2nd floor, Upper Lungmen. Madam Shen, something's wrong. Don't you think it's strange that we were able to enter the headquarters so easily? There were so many Reunion forces outside, so we braced ourselves for a hard fight, but it was as if they were sleepwalking. According to our scouts' intel, their equipment is practically damaged to the point of unusability. It's unlikely they've even seen much combat, and their degree of preparedness seems... it creeps me out. I've noticed as well, they don't even know we're here. At least they're not a threat right now. We'll follow the plan. Next, our non-combat squads will scout out the distribution of Reunion forces on each floor and attempt to restart the security system that we disabled earlier. Additionally, we'll need to be ready to hold off a possible Reunion encirclement. We must hold out until our plan is implemented smoothly. Understood. Focus your attention on controlling the situation inside. According to our sources, Reunion's temporary command center is on the rooftop. The rooftop? What kind of leader would put their command center on the roof? There's a significant possibility of this being a trap. But we don't have a choice, do we, madam? That's right. Taking back the rooftop will be like lighting Lungmen's signal beacon. We will let Reunion witness the moment when the LGD headquarters returns to our hands. We ought to lead them all here. Get ready, there are still a few hours to go. Let the recon and engineering squads go first. The combat squads will have some time to rest up before the main operation begins. Don't waste even the smallest opportunity to create an advantage. Expect our enemies to fight to the death. Madam Shen, something doesn't feel right about this building. What do you mean? Let me make a conjecture first. As we get closer to the top floor, we may encounter some resistance. Perhaps there are some enemies stationed on the roof. However, the lower floors were completely empty. Only on the 6th floor did enemies start to appear, and while their numbers were increased, they haven't posed any... Pardon. They haven't posed any threat. Just now, one of the squad members reported that he thought he saw some Reunion members walk down a corridor, but they disappeared in the blink of an eye. Another member told me that he heard some whispering, but when he went to investigate, he didn't find anything. That's all we found from our investigation, but something feels wrong to me still. Let's go first. I don't have time for your nonsensical ghost stories. Even if there was something anomalous going on, I'll handle it after this is all over. Yes, ma'am. Let's take the first escape route here. Though we don't... Okay, there's a word missing, I'm just noticing. Though we don't use it often, it's going to come in handy now. This staircase will take us straight to the rooftop. You all control the top floor and use your vision advantage to cover me. I'll head directly to the rooftop and rejoin you after the situation is stabilized. Madam Shen, are you really going alone? Whatever the situation is, I'm sure we'll be able to help. I have full confidence in your abilities. However, I might have to go all out in this coming battle. The most you can do to help me is to clear Reunion out of this entire building and make sure I have nothing else to worry about. In that case, we won't get in your way, Madam Shen. Lungmen is counting on you. Wrong. Lungmen is counting on us. Yes, sir. Hurry. Good evening, madam. You charged straight into my trap alone. Should I call you brave or just stupid? You have nowhere to run, Reunion Commander. Is that so? From my perspective, madam, you are the one who has nowhere to run. My comrades shall devour you. Talk is cheap. Show me what you've got. You should never have set foot here, Reunion. Yay, it's Dickhead Mephisto. Quick sip of coffee and after story. You're no match for me. You defeated all my comrades single-handedly. Perhaps I must reevaluate your abilities, madam. That's enough. No, far from it. Faust, give her a shakedown. Understood. Those on the roof, get down. Reunion sniper. I even made sure to prepare for ranged attacks, but how does he pack this much firepower? That's not enough to save your life. You'll die before your sniper can land a shot on me. Wait, were you arrested by the LGD before? Your bunch caused him a great deal of grief, but it's nothing compared to what Ursus did to us. He missed that shot on purpose, dear madam. We'll spare your life this once, so take this as a gesture of kindness. Right now, the seeds of unrest have been sown within the LGD. It was your organization's corruption and negligence that gave him the chance to cooperate with us. Reunion scum, you know nothing about this world. Were you trying to say something profound? Did you think that Faust was rescued by Reunion? There were many infected in the LGD at the time. 21. Did you think that at least 4 of them would side with Reunion? But even those 4 were set up by me. After they got in contact with you, did you lock one of them up? Very clever, madam. She ran away. Have you still not realized the situation you're now in? Of course I figured it out. My squad has been crushed and I'm the only one left. Our forces wandering around outside are hopelessly weak and my comrades have basically lost their will to fight. Is this what you wanted to hear me say? I suppose you're not that arrogant after all. Well then, come, my guards. Rise. What did you do? The bits of Originium on their bodies are growing. The Originium will pierce through their bodies and become their new form. Behold, officer, these are my guards, my immortal guards. Take it all, my herd, my comrades. Phew. Powder? My comrades need healing. They need me. Arts. All squads be on alert. The enemy's commander is casting wide-range arts using some kind of powder. Don't worry, madam. This does not concern you, as you're not my comrade. Quiet now. Madam Shen, it's looking bad. All the defeated reunion members started to transform into hulking monstrosities after coming in contact with that powder. They've started attacking us again, and they're slowly moving towards our defender line. Just how many of them have transformed? All of them. They are my herd, as well as my brethren. G7, G6. You. They shall never fall, because I will take away all their pain. You're just manipulating them like puppets. How can you... Oh, call. Again, another word missing. How can you call them your brethren? I see no difference between the two. For the greater good, we are willing to become anything. Is this what you call the greater good? Looks like you're the only one I need to get rid of. You have a sense of purpose and the will to get it done. I'm quite drawn to you, madam. Focus your fire, hurry. Aim at the enemy commander. But you'll find that my guards are not so easily defeated. They just block the explosion with their flesh, and they're completely unscathed. That amount of firepower should have been enough to blast through a layer of a city's fortified walls. Don't waste your effort. Wounds will heal, flesh will harden, life will return. Their weapons cannot hurt my guards. After all, I prepared them especially for you. Rise, my comrades. Don't let anyone interfere with our conversation. Madam Shen, Reunion is attacking us wave after wave. We can't defeat them using conventional methods. Damn it, do they not feel any pain? The other squads are also in the same situation. The Reunion members outside have also started moving. They keep charging towards the headquarters, trying to attack our security facilities. Prioritize taking care of the enemies in your immediate vicinity. Out of my way! Madam Shan, these things have no sense of feeling at all. They've completely surrounded the LGD headquarters. We're being forced into a melee combat. We won't be able to support you. Take care of yourselves. Roger. Majestic, isn't it? After so many battles, their minds seem to have fallen apart, but their bodies are still healthy and strong. Sheer strength seems to be able to slightly make up for mistakes in decision-making. At least we'll have ample time to slowly talk through our issues. I'd like to have a fruitful discussion with you, madam, about things that aren't related to this battle. There's no need for that. I'll just kill you right now. You're fast. But not fast enough. Huh. She deflected my shot with her blade. That black-haired kid has a good read on my movements. Looks like their plan is to harass me with sniper shots and then predict my movements while blocking me off. Sorry, madam. I can pretty much predict all your possible moves. All I need to do is block you off a bit. This way, you'll never be able to close the gap. So, which do you prefer? Sharp arrows, explosive bolts, or heavy spikes? Looks like you really came here prepared. But when a chess master finishes his preparations, he is assuming that his opponent will be playing the other color. Wait, why is my power still sticking to her body? So that's what's going on. I see. I'm not good with the theoretical stuff like that, like you, but I simply can't prepare for everything. Your chessboard cannot contain me, brat. I'm not chess piece. I am Lungman's blade. The line between bravery and stupidity is fine indeed. Or were you planning to pull out some kind of trump card? If I remember correctly, I've never seen you use that other sword of yours in combat. Surely it's not just there for decoration, right? Huh. This sword was not meant to be drawn against the likes of you. You aren't worth of it, no matter what. However, you must pay for your sins, for all you have done to innocent people of Lungmen and Chernobog. Right here, right now. This belongs to you now. I don't need it. Well, just treat it as a loan. Are you not afraid? Afraid of what? You turning against me? Yes. No, I am not. Why is that? Because I am not scared of death. This is no ordinary weapon. You'll gradually come to understand it. Do not waste its power on trivial things. A dragon-slaying sword shall only be unsheathed against a worthy enemy. Who you choose to draw this sword upon is entirely up to you. This sword is still hibernating. You still refuse to be unsheathed even in this situation. But right now, Shishao, you must drink their blood. Alright, on to stage 510. The Dark Before Dawn. On to the before story. It's your turn to move. If you can kill me here, all of my forces will collapse. It would be such a pity if you refuse to even have a chat with me. Please, come kill me. If you can, that is. Madam Shen, the enemy's attacks are too overwhelming. We can't afford to drag this out any longer. The situation is quite straightforward. Only one of us will survive. I promise to keep my last words short, madam, as long as you can make me say them. Do you think yourself a martyr? Nobody will remember you after you die. Being dead and being respected are two completely different matters. What matters is what you've done in life, not how you die. I obviously wish for nothing more than to play with worthwhile foes and then to die a worthwhile death. But I don't think you'll be able to help me fulfill my desires after all. You will suffer a terrible defeat, madam. Now it's my turn to point out the situation that you're in. Your confidence was built upon the fall of Chernobog. But this isn't Chernobog, nor is this the ruthless land of horses. The mighty Lungmen will not fall into the hands of scum like you. Well said. Faust. I know. Was that a slash? No, impossible. Could this be arts? Back off. What? How can this be? Oh. Don't be afraid. It won't hurt you. There's no need to be afraid. He's too far. It's only going to get harder for me to close the gap. I'm at a disadvantage if this drags out. Your skills are formidable. You used your arts to detonate Faust's attack in advance and broke through my formation. Your blade even cut through my guard's neck and almost reached me. If I hadn't let you come a few steps closer, you would have cut me in half. Not even Faust could have been able to stop you. You won't be so lucky next time. Unfortunately, there won't be a next time. Your secret has been exposed, madam. You've heard the saying, never try the same trick twice. You can't fool your audience again, after the secret comes out. The distance between us is greater than your art's range, isn't it? The rooftop is only so big, you don't have much room to move. How much closer can you get? Faust, show her what real arts are. I know your position all too well. An exposed snipe passes no... You... You are remarkable, Madam Shen. You're able to cut through any shot fired at you? Just like before, I could barely even see your movements. Sniper, I was attacked by you and someone from 3 o'clock simultaneously, but there's nobody in that direction. I doubt you're that kind of caster. There's no need for you to try to guess, officer. You won't figure it out. How many shots will you be able to deflect? 10, 40, 100? But how about the shrapnel, the blast? What about the hearts inside? Are you able to stop all of it? Nonsense. Then let's keep going. Officer, I know what you are. My Originium arts only work on the infected. I don't care. Don't you know that you're only going to become his pawn, to be discarded when you've served your purpose? You can have those words back. We will give you a chance. Lungmen will not. Madam Shen, I'm afraid we'll have to make our way down. We can't deal with the enemy's fierce attacks. As soon as I want to move, the sniper will attack me from all directions. Just how is he doing that? I can neutralize his ranged attacks, but even if I let him keep wearing me down one less long, I'll have to seize victory in a single decisive moment. I don't care what you have to say. I don't have time to listen to your blathering. I can sense a red aura congealing around her. She's about to use her arts. Mephisto, according to the plan, if I shoot her now, she'll have to stop her casting or she'll die in the explosion. But wouldn't this be the best opportunity to break her spirit? Hold your fire and just watch her first. We will miss our opportunity. Broader strategic goals are more important than the specific tactics used to get there fast. I can't remember who this is supposed to be, so let's go with just a normal voice. Come with me. Don't stay here anymore. Do you know what we... do you not... Jesus Christ, why am I having trouble reading this? Do you not want to leave here? Let's go far, far away from these people and this place. Do you really not know? He's the reason why all the adults treat us like this. It's all his fault. I hate this accursed city. I hate him. Don't make me hate you too. Shi Shao. Unsheath. Guards, form a line. Stop her. No, I lost control of Shi Shao? Why now of all times? Her arts are paused. Her casting failed. Faust, now! Command, fire. Damn it. Scatter. What a terrifying weapon! Just the dispersion of your arts was powerful enough to block all the bolts as well as disable 3 of my guards. But you were still hit by the blast, weren't you? 1 rib? No. 2 are broken. I can endure it, but this firepower, there's no way I can take another. It's just like our leader said. Madam, it's not that you don't want to kill me. You cannot unsheath that sword. What did you say? Who told you that? You should know this name, Madam Shen. As you said, this sword was not meant to be used against someone like me. Your recklessness disrupts this intended mechanism. If we seized the opportunity to attack you while you were defenseless, you would have already been turned into dust. She already knows all your weaknesses. You waste your breath. You will destroy this world as it is currently. If we allow the rampant corruption to grow, the entire world will rot away. Only by cutting it all away can these rusted cities break free from their chains and be born anew. Out of my way. Come now, Madam Shen. Aren't you also very disappointed in Lungmen? Our leader is waiting for you. There is no reason why you need to bow your head to Lungmen, is there? I have my duties. That has nothing to do with which side you take. Why do you keep talking about these mundane duties? You know just how our fellow peoples are being treated. Just give me a sign, then I'll call off the attack immediately. Come, join us. Let us work towards the greater good together. This mouthful of blood is the only sign I have for you. What kind of noble goal could Reunion possibly have in the if they hire a lowlife like you? Spare me your nonsense. So that's how it's going to be. If you don't believe me, then it's your loss. You can spend your last moments squirming all you want. My guardian and his bolts will show you the true power of the infected. You are all alone while we are united and strong. Your death will be fitting. Save those rotten words until after you're dead. Or you could forcibly activate the Originium arts imbued in that sword. Something terrible will happen, right? I'll let you decide your own fate. Do you think you'll get a hero's death? Listen, brat. When one dies, nothing is left behind. If I have to sacrifice myself to kill you, I'll do it even though it's not worth it. We have nothing more to talk about then. Goodbye, Madam Shen. Faust. Command. You don't need to go that far, Madam Shen. What's that? A helicopter? No, that doesn't look like one. It's... Blaze, jump. Mind your landing posture. Don't leave my heat flow. What's that? Someone's jumping down? As terror rises, her eyes become blind. Damn. Rhode Island? From above? These black lines. Wait, is that you? As the tears dry, she weeps silently. What's going on here? Why are my guards screaming as if they're grieving? My arts should have wiped all their emotions, so why? What's going on? Is that you? Damn you! The rabbit of Rhode Island! I temporarily restricted their movement, but it'll only last about 10 seconds. That's more than enough time for me to make a safe zone. Let's do it, Blaze. Are we ready to go all out? Yes, now. We're about to land. Your bottom might get a little sore. Don't drop me. Of course. Command, fire. Don't underestimate us. My bolts were diverted by the wind. How could this... Cut the roof apart from underneath those Reunion troops. Sure thing, but make sure to hold on tight. Hold on tight. I can only do this once every few months. She got a huge crack through the roof of the building? I know. Watch out for falling debris. What's going on here? How'd she do that? What happened? Whoa, a lot of Reunion forces fell onto this level. Forget them. Hold on tight. Hello, hello. You don't need to be in such a hurry to get yourself killed. We're in the middle of a crisis. What are you doing on this channel? Oh, I just wanted to tell you that I'm done with my mission. Rhode Island has something really powerful, and they'll be there with it soon. They're already here. What was this mission of yours anyway? Coordinating with Rhode Island. Safe landing. Please, you can put me down. You guys. Madam Shen. Amia. Sorry, it took us so long to get here, Madam Shen. In accordance to our agreement, Rhode Island will now be supporting you. A few minutes ago. 4:21 AM. Overcast. Call sign Bad Guy. 40 meters above LGD headquarters. Upper Lowman. Alright, it's time for your debut. Why are you so enthusiastic about this? She left you to die in that ruined city, so isn't it only right to let her wallow in her helplessness? Please, don't be like that. Doctor is right. We have to resolve Lugman's problems first. Otherwise, everything we've done will have been for naught. Fine, if that's the order, I'll do it. Why are you bunch here? We have to be here, Mephisto. What the hell is Frostnova doing? What's going on with her anyway? Did she pass out again? You accused rabbit. You and your entire rabble were supposed to freeze to death in Chernobog. I cannot die yet. As long as the Ripathy continues to plague these lands, our battle will never end. We'll rid the world of psychopaths like you, as well as the persecution that the infected face. Come, little rabbit, if I am your enemy, then come and kill me. Kill me. Kill me right now. No, you're not my enemy. Then I will slaughter you. If you seek a glorious death, you will not find it here. I only wish to destroy your hatred and malice. What happens to you is of no concern to me, but look at the infected around you. Your death will bring nothing to them. You. I have no empathy to spare for the likes of you, at least for the time being. Are you trying to make an enemy out of Reunion? Out of all of us? Do you want to taste how deep the wrath of the infected runs? Not all infected are the same. You and Miss Frostnova have nothing in common. Not everyone in Reunion is a psychopath like you. What did she tell you, that woman? Aren't you misunderstanding something? I am the one who can control these cities and bend all of these pawns to my will, not her. That's why, if someone has to bring you to justice, then I will be the one to do it. That's right. Plus, weren't we enemies long ago? Right. We became enemies the moment you began to spread terror and tragedy. Amir. Madam Shen, please hold on a bit longer. Our support squad will be here there shortly. Sorry. Huh? There's too much noise. I didn't hear your battle plan, Madam Shen. I know. Give us your orders, Madam Shen. Yan has an old saying, to catch bandits, you must first catch the ringleader. In other words, if we want to destroy our enemies, we have to capture their commander first. Be careful, his mindless minions will rise up again and again. Free them from their suffering if you can. I understand. Doctor? Understood. I'll issue commands from the rear. Okay. Blaze, I'll break their formation. With my arts, I'm counting on you to push back their attacks. We have to take some of the pursuers off of Madame Shen. She's certainly strong, but do you think she's that strong? Do you think she can take down those two by herself? I highly doubt it. I trust that the Doctor's leadership will help her get the job done. Doctor of Rhode Island, I'll be engaging the enemy commander next. I'll give you an opportunity to get to the enemy commander. Regardless of what I said before, you have my trust this time. I'll trust you too. Rhode Island, are you in cahoots with Lungmen now? Now that I'm seeing this for myself, I'm starting to realize how shameful this is for us infected. It only took 4 of us to drive into a corner. The only shameful thing here is you. Mephisto, your atrocities end here. Faust! Wipe them out! Every single one! Get them out of my sight! Yes. It's time to end this battle. Only then can we prepare for the next one. Your orders, Doctor. Rhode Island, follow my orders. Assist Madame Shen and reclaim the LGD headquarters. Alright, that was a long part. And on to the after story. You have nowhere left to run. Damn you. Where do you think you're going? Put your hands where I can see them. I've seen it. Through you, all of your tricks, kid with the scales. I told you that's not going to work. Blaze! Don't worry. These attacks hurt as much as firecrackers. You blocked my shots in advance. You know where they're coming from. Of course I do. I've already figured you out. Amiya, back off. I'm going to use that. Got it. I'll disrupt Mephisto's guards again, so make it quick. Take this bit of my blood as a farewell gift, Reunion's phantom crossbowmen. Seeth and blast apart their disguise. You're using your own blood as an incendiary. Ha! They look like some sort of caster to you. Only some egotistical newbie would go around committing arson like this. Sorry, but this is just one of my fighting techniques. Show yourselves, you have nowhere to hide. Faust, my camouflage is gone. Command, retreat. What are those? When did Reunion hide snipers over there? Now? Right now. Multiple Reunion snipers have appeared, primarily in the second floor of the east building. Aim at the third floor of the south building. Proceed with caution. They might have set up ambushes for us on the lower levels. Was this strange phenomenon in the building also caused by them? Clever. Used refraction to make themselves seem invisible. However, you can't completely conceal your tracks or make sudden movements without compromising the effect of your arts. Am I correct? You're quite smart. It's all because of your great intel. Of our great intel. Now that you know the gig's up, you should surrender. If you want to continue fighting, I'll make you pay for the deaths of Ace and Scout. I don't even care if you weren't involved, kid. Faust, we still have ammunition. Retreat. We've already lost our intel advantage. I will keep them occupied. The rest of you move immediately. Understood. Why aren't you shooting her? Faust! Attack my guards. Hurry. There are 4 of them. Just 4. And only 3 of them pose any threat. Fight. Tear apart those sinners now. With Doctor's leadership, the 3 of us are more than enough to defeat all of you. Not to mention those infected who you harmed, who you robbed of their free will. To the point of not even being people anymore. Even that scaled boy next to you might not side with you anymore. His thoughts are filled with sorrow and turmoil. Mephisto, you are alone on this battlefield. You can read my mind. No, I just felt it. So you have no idea what I'm thinking. Amiya! I'm fine. I can barely block his shots. However, I won't be able to keep his keep him suppressed. My control is slipping. Mephisto, let's go. Their reinforcements are wiping out our forces. We've never even seen some of them before. There's been a change in the plan. Our moves have been read. Why haven't our forces come? We have our 20 squads and 2 major brigades, so why are none of them here still? Where is Crownslayer or Frostnova? This isn't like Chernobog. We can't shut down the enemy's communications, so they were able to call lots of reinforcements and put up a vigorous resistance. Mephisto. Why are they still not here yet? We won't know the reason unless we see it for ourselves. Let's get out of here first. Blaze, I'm about to reach my limit. Can you finish this? Sure thing. Just me and that Shen lady should suffice. Quick. Did I give you permission to leave? You guards! Kill her! Kill her! Over a dozen of them started moving at once. That's going to be a pain. They're coming at us, Shen. Thank you, Rhode Island operator. Now, nobody can get in the way. Huh? It's still no good? I don't have a way to completely counteract their cloaking. Forget it. This should be good enough. Shishao, this time. Crimson overflowing. Can it be? Thank you. Did you unsheath your sword just then? Just one slash, and you managed to cut down a dozen of these things? That sword. Amiya, I think I should start choosing my words a lot more carefully around her. You, what did you do? Run. You can't escape either. Faust! Faust! You're injured! You're... No. No, no, no! It's over. Not yet. What? He lured me in to shoot from point blank? Didn't you manage to block it though? They used the cover of the explosion to make their escape. What? Chain explosion. The entire top level is collapsing. We're not going to be able to chase after them. Half of them, that was your doing. Can't do a thing about that. Hurry, we need to go. No, I need to stay here until they come. We failed this step. We must leave. I failed? I failed? Impossible. Wasn't everything going according to plan? Did I not call for our reinforcements a long time ago? Were we betrayed? Was our information leaked? Who was it? Why does the LGD know about our deployment and our strategies? Just go. If we weren't betrayed, then who could have done it? Tallulah would never make a mistake. So she must have planned for this. No, that's impossible. Why would she set us up like this? Faust, there's no way I can accept this. I refuse to believe it. Jump, I'll hold on to you. Fine. Well, shoot, madam. It looks like this building is going to need some serious renovating. It's a shame that those 2 kids got away, though. Those mindless followers are still coming at us like cornered animals. Dealing with all of them is still going to be a serious thorn in the side. At least we managed to take back the headquarters. This is our victory, even if it's a short-lived one. Amiya? How did Rhode Island manage to make it out of Chernobog? Miss Blaze came to our aid in the nick of time. There was also a loud-mouthed LGD officer just outside the ruined city. It would have been easier if he had just helped us in the first place instead of watching from the sidelines. I was expecting you to say something like I didn't need Rhode Island's help anyway, or I'd rather die than work with them. But at least you don't seem to be that stubborn. Is there anything else you'd like to say? If not, I'd like to head back to Rhode Island. I never knew Rhode Island had an aircraft like that. Heh, we have a lot of things that might surprise you. Just like you, we don't want to play our entire hand. You're not counting on us. You're not counting us as one of your cards, are you? Madam Shen, there's an incoming transmission on a private line. It's for you. Hello? Well done, Madam Shen. Is Madam Swire also on the channel? I am. Please report your progress. I bailed Rhode Island out and also finished arrangements for the various brigades. Coordinating and managing everything took me 3 full nights. How about you, Madam Shen? I've already taken back. With Rhode Island's assistance, we've taken back the LGD headquarters. Their commander will spread word of their defeat through the ranks. The reunion forces left in Longcheng have been corralled into our ambush points using the routes we arranged for them. Next, we just need to wait for their counterattack. My mission is now complete. I have also received reports from a few of your other colleagues. All missions in the last phase have been completed flawlessly. Well done, all of you. We will now move on to the next phase. Alright, and time to finish it off with 5-11, which is a scene only, titled Decisive Counterattack. It says, victories are short, but wars are long, and our enemies are unknown. Let's begin. 5:45 AM, clear. LGD headquarters, rooftop ruins, Upper Lumen. Madam Shen, I believe Amiya is next to you. Can you hear me? Yes, Chief Wei. Very well then. I must apologize, leader of Rhode Island. Though I can risk sending the LGD deep into enemy territory, I can't risk bringing any more players into this game. Sorry. What do you mean by that? Doctor. Beneath this entire land lies an invisible yet intricate net. No single city can break free from this net of conspiracy and intrigue, and especially not Longmen, as it is situated in the midst of giants. Perhaps you've already known this, perhaps you don't. Nevertheless, I have to take all these factors into consideration. Chief Wei, you shouldn't have shared this information. You should have shared this information with us if you wanted our mission to progress more smoothly. At least you should have told me. I must apologize yet again, Miss Amiya. From my position, I simply cannot disclose all our intel. If you were standing in my shoes, you would have made the same decision. What happened in the Chernobyl ruins was a pity, but at least you achieved something. You used us to draw Reunion's attention. No, the LGD was right there with you. You used us all as bait. Huh? He planned for all this long time ago. Reunion's infiltration only deepens as time passes, so he had to quickly make a decision. At the most crucial moment, where Reunion was most vulnerable, Rhode Island was made to draw their attention. He led reunion to believe that the LGD had been separated, and fooled them into thinking that Lungmen was undefended. Ah, well said, Doctor. Chief, of course you need us to hold reunion back. The more the better, right? When the lurking reunion saw Lungmen in such a state, there is no way they wouldn't spring at the opportunity. And soon as they began to emerge from their lairs, then bam, Lungmen's elite forces would be waiting for them, seemingly out of nowhere. How long have you been concealing Lungmen's power? Did you already start preparing for this after the Chernobyl incident? Lungmen kept you safe and helped you return to a position that could maximize your value. You left Amia to die back there in the middle of so many enemies. What kind of position are you talking about? I just hope that Rhode Island can understand that we all have to face this difficult situation together. Miss Blaze, Doctor, it's fine. Miss Swire helped us to defeat Reunion's forces together. Lungmen did not abandon us. We don't have any proof. Our agreement is still valid. No matter what happens during the process, only the end result can satisfy me. No matter what happened. Doctor of Rhode Island, I believe I made myself clear the last time we met. You do not have a choice in this matter, but at least you can choose how you eliminate your enemies. I don't believe you or the snake oil you peddle. Isn't that for the best? We should all stay alert. Nobody should let their guard down when we are facing a common enemy. Your vigilance can keep you from falling into a trap. Listen, Doctor. We may not be friends yet, but at least we are not enemies. Miss Amiya, Doctor, the cooperation between us has not ended yet. A counterattack is imminent. We will demonstrate Lungmen's stature, wisdom, and unity to them. If possible, I would also like to witness Rhode Island's professionalism, resolve, and bravery. In 15 minutes, Madam Shen will return to fight at your side. Mr. Wei, I hope you don't forget what you just said, because Rhode Island will not. Naturally. Blaze, Doctor, let's go. By the way, Madam Shen, where's the Inspector Shiguma? I don't see her around. Is she alright? She had some minor injuries, nothing serious. Oh, I see. Madam Shen, Rhode Island can also give you a checkup and provide some quick treatment if needed. No thanks. You don't have to worry about anything. Our medical procedures are completely confidential. A little bit of elbow grease is good enough. If you insist, then I won't force you. In that case, I'll see you later then, Madam Shen. "5 a.m. Clear. Chief Office, Upper Lungmen." Chief Wei, how was everything on your end? Good, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't have time to chat with you here. Did they agree to slow down the operation? Of course. But there is a time limit. Today and tomorrow, if Reunion is still not contained after 2 days, you know what will happen. Only 2 days? That's not enough time, I can't... 2 days and nights are already too generous. In comparison, I will only give you 1 day. 1 day? I want you to take care of everything within a day. Chief Wei, if they can help us, we can get rid of Reunion within hours. Wouldn't that minimize our losses? That's not important. Lungmen should be able to handle its own problems, once and for all. This is our first principle. That is what we need to demonstrate to them. So everyone, get moving. Go, Madam Shen. It is time to show Reunion some Lungmen hospitality. Understood. Chief Wei, I do have one question. Even if you can't answer right now, I hope you can give me a reasonable guess after everything is over. You may ask. This is supposed to be Reunion's all-out attack. In that case, why has their leader, Tallulah, not appeared in Lungmen? I thought things were progressing smoothly. Why are you frowning then? Have we received any response from Ursus? Still nothing. And we still can't get in contact with Speaker Wit. Unfortunately, our messenger hasn't even been able to meet him. By the looks of things, the Ursus Empire is completely opaque. Fumizuki, I have a premonition that this whole thing is just the start of something much bigger. The last time I heard you say that was many years ago. When did I say that? I've completely forgotten why I would say something like that. That was right after we first met. Are you saying that you've forgotten about everything that ever happened between us? No way, how could I? I just can't remember most things apart from our time together. Nice try, you sweet talker. Unfortunately, this isn't something you'll be able to forget. You said this to my face 20 years ago. That if we lost, the city would be under a different name and become just another stepping stone on the path to Ursus' hegemony. If we had lost, you would be the one sitting here. He would. Duke of Cachet. Alas, poor Tal. Don't you think she reminds us of him? But he is already dead. Killed by Tallulah herself. Oh boy, alright. That would do it for this part. Shit is happening, shit is heating up. And it's not Blaze emanating heat. But yeah, this will do it for episode 5, and it's a 2-hour episode from what I'm looking at right now. Well then, I will not linger too much here. Just gonna say, I'm gonna see, depending on what they announce for next week, I'm probably gonna push one more episode before, or rather closer to like midweek next week, considering I haven't had time to actually record and play any of the integrated strategy. So that's also gonna go up on the channel over the next couple of days, including the continuations of file narrations and stuff like that. But for now, I hope everybody enjoyed this narration and will have a great day. And for now, this has been Jacob. Thank you all for listening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.